Hey everyone, Phantom Walker here. Today we are going to do a couple videos on getting started with Guild Wars 2. I am hoping from this video, or this video series I guess, that they will be A, short, and B, concise and to the point, but sometimes I have a problem with talking too much, so I apologize in advance if that's the case. So, what you're looking at right now is a char character that I just created during this current stress test that they're running today for only a couple hours, and I'm gonna log him in and show you some random stuff in the game. Basically, the things you should learn from this will give you a nice little accelerated head start to playing, basically. Consider this the hand-holding that you would get with WoW, I guess. Because Guild Wars 2 tends to not do a lot of hand-holding. You'll find a lot of stuff out by trial and error, I think. So, yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get started. We'll log him in. So the first thing I wanted to cover was loading screens. This is a loading screen, and this is into the Black Citadel. This is the Char main city. On the loading screens, they show you some information, but it looks like it's delayed right now. And I will warn you that this is during a beta test, so it's very unlikely that things will go as smoothly as I want them to. So on the loading screens, back to just telling you about that, they show you the your current exploration status in the world, or in the zone, I should say, that you're entering. So let's go ahead and get started with menus, I guess. So your first, your menu bar is up here on the top. This bug one may or may not be here when the game actually launches. This is currently in beta. It's here, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with the hero panel. Or hero window. So each of the windows tends to have a bunch of tabs down the side, and some of these we're not going to cover right now, but that's okay, we'll still look at them. So this is your hero window. You have what was I going to say? You've got a die one, your gear, oh, we'll get out of this, oops, your gear, and then your city clothes. Your city clothes are kind of decoration, so I mean, you can wander around in these if you want, but I don't know if that's a good idea. So, I'll go ahead and switch back to this. So, your class and your, I don't know what you call this. It's a level stat thing, whatever. You pick it when you create the character, and I assume it controls what your storyline ends up being like, but I have no idea. So, in the case of this character, I chose Charisma. Excuse me. One of my other characters, I chose Dignity, because it just seemed to play well into the story of him. You don't really get to spend any attribute points here. I will get into that later. There are some other places that you can spend points to increase some of this stuff. Your armor is all down the side here. I was going to show you this. All your armor and your weapons are down the side here. At level 7, you gain the ability to weapon swap. So this button here and right here, this is not available to us at the moment. But it is, this one is bound to tilde, so you can hit that and then switch weapons if you want. You get 2 weapon sets in both above ground and in the water, I guess you could say. In air and in water, whatever you want to look at it as. Your trinkety things go here, rings, amulets, back, and whatever. And then this row is for your trade skill items. And because I have not picked a trade skill, this trade skill tab doesn't show up, and I also haven't bought anything to fill these slots on this character. But I'm mostly just using this character to show you guys some of the smaller, low-level area stuff, and when I finish with this stuff, I'm going to swap over to my level 17 ranger that I got going through the last beta. So, anyway, equipable items will show up here on the left side, and you can double-click them, and they'll go in a slot. You can also drag and drop them on your character; they'll go in a slot, or you can drag and put them into the slot. And I think the last way to do it is you can right-click on it and equip it. You can also do that right from your bags if you want. Just do a quick show down there. Equip, and that'll go into the slot. Oops. So yeah, anyway, that's covered then. Close this for now. So the next tab on this hero window is your skills and traits, and in here you have weapon skills, slot skills, and traits. Traits won't open until 11, so I won't be able to show you that on this character, but I will when we get to that portion of the videos. For now, we're not going to cover that. So the next tab is your storyline, which starts out doing whatever you picked for the very first thing, and then your first quest, which I think is the same for pretty much everyone, and then it starts changing to be more customized to you. I strongly suggest that you follow the storyline. It is really nice and really interesting in my opinion, and they give you some nice gear to go along with it, so you can save up your karma points, which I'll discuss here in a moment, for other things like trinkety doodads that are nice to have on your character. So, crafting, can't show you on this character because I haven't picked a crafting skill. Achievements. This is mostly self-explanatory. They have daily, monthly, and then regular. There might actually be guild ones too, I don't remember. But yeah, I don't think those show up in here. I think they show up in a guild window, which apparently I'm in automatically. Interesting. So anyway, the last tab on this window is the PvP window, and you can just jump right into a PvP game right from this window. You don't actually have to find the portal in. I'm not really sure where it is, to be honest. I haven't found it yet, so but then again, I wasn't really looking for it. So this will let you into the world versus world stuff, I'm pretty sure. So, and if I have time later today, I'm going to check that out, but I may not do a video on it because I have not played with it yet. So I'll let you know what I think of that coming soon, I guess. So your next window, or next menu item, is the inventory. In the inventory, you have bags. You can check this on or off to have it be one solid bag or individual bags. And I tried to show this in the last recording I did, but it was only half the screen. So to equip a bag, right click equip, drag it into the slot over on the side, whatever you want to do. I think you might actually be able to double click it too. Let's see. Yes. So double click, right click, or drag it into the slot. So in this thing, you have the ability to auto sort your bag. Basically compact it down. It doesn't actually sort anything. It just goes, puts everything that's the same together and collapses it down into the top, which is nice if you don't like to do a lot of inventory management. Okay, so the next thing is currency. So we've got karma and karma points. I'll go into a little bit more detail on in a bit, and currency. And your currency is obviously your gold. You know, the other piece that we have to that is gems for the gem store, which some people are a little bit out of shape about, but you know, you need those to buy the mystic keys for the what are they? They're mystic treasure boxes or something along those lines. You don't necessarily even need to open these. Sometimes there's a piece of loot in there, but it's not very good from what I saw of the 4 or 5 that I opened. The gems are purchased via real-world money. This is a lot like, you know, the Facebook coins or whatever for various Facebook games. So that's a little annoying, but pretty much everything in here is vanity items minus the mystic chest things. But one thing I will mention here, you can trade gold for gems. So if you want, you can do that. One thing I didn't mention is, and I probably should do this real quick, when you start the game, you're given an option to join a world, and you pick a world that you want to stay on forever. Essentially, you can change worlds, but it's going to cost you gems. It'll cost you gems to change worlds. So basically, you have to pay for a server transfer in gems. So real world money, or take your gold to this trader and buy gems from somebody who wants to sell gems. Yeah. So anyway, if you want to go to another server where there are other people, you can guest onto another server or another world, but when you do that, you cannot do PvP. So if you want to do any PvP stuff, you're SOL. You can do dungeons and all the quests and everything that your heart desires, but if you want to do world versus world style PvP or anything, you need to be on the same server that they're in, or else you're gonna be kinda not happening. So, okay, so we did that, and then you have an auction house in the game. The auction house can be accessed either by vendors that are standing around in various zones, or directly through the commerce window. This is what people are selling. This is what you have in your inventory that you'd like to sell. So I think you set all your stuff in here. Yep, right like that. Boom. This is what you're currently listing on the auction house. I'm not trying to sell anything because it's the beta, and it's silly because it's only going to be up for a day. Not even a day. And this is where you go to pick up your money and or items that you've sold to other people. So a side note on this. Mail in this game, there are no mailboxes. You don't have to run over and find a mailbox and pick up your stuff there. All your mail is delivered by carrier pigeon, or a little bird or something. And it's pretty cool because you'll be standing there or just completed a quest and you're off doing something, and a little bird will come flying down and drop a letter on your head, and you pick it up, and your little letter up here gets a 1 on it. So yeah, and so that I think covers that. You might have noticed that I have a bunch of gems. I did not buy these. They are offering them free during the beta events. So if you are in the beta and you're looking at this and thinking, well, I'd like to see what they offer in the gem store, don't pass it up, I guess. Yeah, go in here and click this Get More Gems, and it'll give you a page where you enter your contact information and stuff, and then they give you gems. But they don't charge you anything for it during the beta event, so feel free to take advantage of that option to check it out if you are part of the beta test in any capacity, because like I said, this is only happening during the beta weekends. So yeah, okay, so back to we'll do this window next, I guess. So contacts, yeah, obviously this is your friends list. Looking for group, followers. I'm not really sure what followers is the difference between that and something else. But yeah. And bad guys, people you don't like, block them, ignore them, get rid of them. Those work pretty standard. Mailbox, very similar to most games you'll try. All your messages show up here on the side. You can click one and delete it. I don't have any to show you on this character. I can show you on another one if you want to see them, but it's pretty standard. So, 2, character name. This is important. This is the character name. Not the account name, which you may have seen in one of the loading screens. Or the title selection screen, whichever. So, character name, and then that'll automatically route that somehow to their account and figure it out, but whatever. Subject, obviously, everything else makes sense. Money, attach an item. When you click this, it opens the thing. So that's pretty easy. Game menu, standard stuff, options. You can go through here and change that up. Chat options down here. If you don't like seeing profanity, you can change it to different stuff. Turn on and off timestamps. So channel flags. Here you can change which you're looking at by default. So if you want to be in guild or something. Combat window, and then a plus to add more to the tab. If you click this guy, it collapses the chat. Along the very bottom here, if I didn't screw this up, and you can actually see it this time, because the last recording didn't go so well, you have your experience bar, and it starts at the level you are, so I'm 2 on this character, and it goes to 3. When you gain experience from quests or exploration, I was just trying to think about that. Yeah, like when you unlock areas, basically, you get a little ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching sound like you just won the lottery or whatever, and, you know, little experience blobs fly down onto your bar, which is kind of neat. So, anyway, that's the XP bar. Nothing too exciting there. Weapon swap, we covered that. Pet bar. These are not on by default. I think you have to click them to make them go. At least this special ability. And then you can manage your pets with this little paw. This is only Ranger. There might be some other stuff for other classes, but we'll come back to this later, because there's a little bit of fun stuff to talk about in there. So, and then your pet portrait, and you can swap this between peaceful and guarding. So then this is your endurance bar. And your endurance bar allows you to dodge and parry and use evasive attacks, basically. And your skills, like all your other MMOs, except there's a twist on this bar, and I'll show you what the difference is. This is your current buffs and or effects. It goes kind of right here in a little square, but there's nothing to show you right now. It's just whatever this power of the mist. I think all the characters get one bonus thing, and I'm not sure what provides it. Might actually be a piece of gear I'm wearing. So then you got your mini-map over here, which you can zoom in and out of. And if you click this doodad, it opens up the full-sized map, which we'll cover in the next video. And up here, we have the current objectives that you're on. The green one is your personal storyline. The other ones are everything else, really. If you click them, it opens up the appropriate area, like that. So anyway, I don't have any other quests, so I can't actually show you that. I'm thinking that pretty much covers it for the UI. As far as stuff I can show you that you won't figure out on your own easily. I mean, you'll figure all this stuff out easily too, but yeah. Resize window. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, if you like this video, go ahead and check out the next one. The next one will be on the map and what kinds of things you can find in there.